All right, guys, more PvP coming your way. This is going to be a good one, too. Classic versus Zoun. Kind of crazy. Hero's in the losers match right now. He'll be facing off against Bunny. I think Bunny might just be dead. I just don't see a way that he can navigate out of this phase that is TvP right now. I think he's just too... I don't know. You know what I mean? Even like looking at that best of 3 back there, he basically did what he did in Game 1 and Game 3 exactly. You know what I mean? Which just tells me he doesn't have a whole lot of ideas at play here. Anyways, good luck to Bunny. Now this is about who is going to be going up against Gumiho, right?
I think
Gumiho
so. Got second, so yeah.
So then this would be either Zoun or Classic fighting Gumiho. And yeah, this is going to be cool too. I don't mean to get too far ahead of myself here in the tournament, but like, honestly, I think maybe Gumiho has some kind of answer for TvP right now. He's got such a different approach. Gumiho, I feel like, has been more impressive than I have ever seen, and he's always been a great player.
He sounded very confident too. Like if I remember correctly from the interview that he had after he qualified for the round of 4, he said that he was actually hoping to get a Protoss. Like, he did not mind. He thought if he got a Protoss opponent, he'd be going to the finals. So yeah, I like it. I think no matter who advances first between Zoun and Classic, it's going to be a fantastic round of 4 matchup. Let's get this series underway and decide who it's going to be. Zoun versus Classic, map 1. Let's go.
Okay, it's Zoun here in the top right, Classic in the bottom left.
Worth noting, by the way, I feel we never talk about the map vetoes, but Zoun, if I'm not mistaken, I think he vetoed both Ultra Love and I want to say Torches, which are the high ground expansion maps.
Yeah.
Which usually seems like the kind of thing that Zoun would like because he tends to play more of a reactive style in PvP. I'm wondering if he's starting to reinvent himself a little bit in this matchup. I mean, he's always been good enough to be capable of anything.
Yeah.
But I loved how much he was showcasing just aggressive plays against Hero, of all people, in that opening series. Oh, from Colorado. StarCraft 2 will never die. Absolutely. Calling it a dead game for more than a decade.
We've been calling it a dead game for a long time, but maybe we're just, I don't know, necromancers?
Yeah.
I almost said necrophiliacs. That would have It's still...
If StarCraft 2 is a dead game, it is kind of true.
But it's still fun to play with the body.
Oh my God, tasteless.
Yeah, I mean, it's no, you know, truly RTS games, they just age so well. You know, they just it's one of these things where we think we know so much about it, and then people play for longer, and we learn even more.
Do we have a couple of proxy pyloners over here, both Zoun and Classic setting up. Classic here with the faster proxy pylon in the center of the map. Zoun going for the 3rd pylon, all the way up here at the top left. Oh, this is funny. 7x4 finishing up. Is it going to be a Stargate, which is, I think, what it's most likely to be? Oh, it's a Robo for Classic and a Stargate for Zoun.
This is super aggro. Okay, so he's going to go for the Immortal Bust.
I feel like we don't see this.
There is one I've seen where people use like just a Warp Prism to try to micro. It's basically like getting Blink early while also being able to warp in, if that makes sense. I don't know which one it's going to be.
It's poor man's Blink.
It's poor man's Blink, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mom, can we get Blink? No, we have Blink at home. You have a Blink at home.
You know, for Classic, if he goes for a 3rd gateway and just nonstop stalkers and does the Warp Prism Blink play, I think this is going to be really good for him. But if it is Immortals coming out of this Robo, I think that might be a little bit advantageous here for Zoun. It's actually Classic with his Shade moving forward.
God. I mean, just getting this kill is going to give him that much more momentum. Now, a lot of attacks like this are hinged on you know, bases being up, like an expansion here, and that's not there yet.
Warp Prism, 3rd gateway. Oh, Zoun is going to spot now the Proxy Robo. We do have one Oracle getting near completion here at the top left. I feel like we should see a Void Ray come out from this, just try and get some utility out of this extra production. But we'll see. 2nd Oracle also could be very good. Now, even with the shield battery, 2 Oracles, you get those Pulsar beams lined up and you're able to one-shot probes. As Immortal production does start up for now, Zoun leaving that Stargate idle. Classic does not know about the proxy yet.
Okay, I don't know if this is going to get that much done. I guess the truth is the Stalker deals such little damage over time.
Should.
Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't too much at home right now for Zoun.
Yeah,
so
this basically mutes the power of the battery as long as these shots are not staggered. Yeah, you got to make sure that they're like kind of at an even distance when they fire.
if I'm not mistaken, Classic still has no idea, although he should know that something is proxied. After that Warp Prism, the Adepts flew through the main base and saw there's nothing and no natural expansion. But Zoun has not revealed his hand. He's waiting until the second Oracle before setting them into the main base. I don't even know if we have a shield battery in Classic's mineral line, but if there is one, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be all about having 2 or 3 Stalkers in position to actually intercept those Oracles, but Classic right now, he's gunning for the aggression. He's moving all the way across map. We do have 2 Stalkers, so it's not 3. Those Oracles, they can trade out quite effectively for probes as the pressure is starting to mount here at the front line of Zoun's base. This gateway going to start slowly getting chipped away, and now the Oracles setting it to the main. Only 2 Stalkers, 2 more do get warped in. Oh, Zoun, he's playing this very conservatively. Oh man, only going for 1? Oh, that is not the way you want this to go. Oh, and the force field on the ramp. Oh, it's a destruction tasteless.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal. That Stalker is going to be isolated. And there it is, GG. Classic wins game 1. Goes to show you how strong that rush is. Like, you don't even have to have a Nexus down there to punish. You can just you can one base rush another one baser.
Yeah, that is brutal. I think if the Oracles were able to line up and get a couple more probe kills, and also those Stalkers didn't get force fielded, which is a lot of ifs. But if those things hadn't happened, maybe he's able to stabilize back at home. But with a Warp Prism and Immortals, I mean, that is just the composition that's going to have more firepower in the Proxy War. So Classic with a bit of a cheeky play. We don't really see Proxy Robo that much in the current meta of PvP, at least not in Korea.
Yeah. Zoun with a bit of a smile on his face. You know, these PvP is so action-packed. So many different ways you can open in PvP. You know, which means you have so many interactions possible there.
It is a really fun mirror matchup. I can't decide what mirror matchup I like the most. I feel like basically every mirror matchup has gotten a lot better over the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's different from StarCraft 1, where StarCraft 1, like, there's been some problems at times with the mirror matchups. Like, especially ZVZ and just how inhibited you are and the choices you can make. Like, I think mirror matchups in StarCraft 2 just a lot more dynamic, a lot more interesting. We're ready, guys. Going into Game 2 now, Zoun versus Classic. Remember that the winner of this series is moving on into the Final Four here, while the loser goes on to our final match here in Group B. Okay. Zoun here in the bottom right, Classic on the top left. Classic, by the way, has had a pretty smooth day overall here.
Accurately predicted.
Yeah, looking very good here. So let's see if we're going to have any proxies or anything like that. But, you know, more often than not, PvP ends before a third base can be finished and used realistically.
At least in GSL.
At least when I cast, you know. Sometimes I'll watch some of these tournaments overseas that I'm not at, and I'm like, why do I never get to cast games this long? But
it's been very fast-paced in GSL. I feel like the 3 base builds are more the norm rather than the exception. That just has not been the case so far at a lot of the GSL PvPs that we've gotten. They've been very aggressive, really right from the onset.
You got your wish from Malaysia. Nice. Now, we're not going to see any techs until these probes are chased out. But, you know, that last game, just having that extra Warp Prism, being able to warp in, being able to juggle, and then actually having the Immortal get there a little bit faster, you know, having half the travel time to come across the map, it's quite strong. One thing I feel like I haven't cast yet is 2 people trying to do that to each other.
I play a lot of games that go that way.
Yeah.
Trust me, you should be grateful for not casting them. They get ugly in a hurry. Yeah, it feels like at the pro level, the Robo, at least again in GSL, we rarely see it these days. You know, the scouting has gotten so much more solid because of the current patch being able to energy recharge the sentry and either hallucinate out a Phoenix, or very rarely we will see somebody, usually Zoun is the one that will do this, who will hallucinate out like 4 probes and just kind of send them in these different paths across the map to try and find all the possible proxy locations. The element of surprise is often not there when you go for the proxy Robo. And so we don't see it too much, but yeah, Classic definitely getting the better trade.
Yeah, and it's going to be Nexus first here for Zoun in the bottom. All because this pylon actually finished, so that just slows things down.
I'm kind of split on how I feel about these pylon
I
blocks.
am too, actually. I've never... I mean, maybe he's got it mathed out.
I'm sure he does. Zoun does it so consistently that he seems convicted that this is the best way to play it.
He does it so much that I'm wondering if, like, let's say he wins his GSL, if everybody just starts to do this.
Yeah, possibly.
Because sometimes, I mean, it's kind of like Gumiho using Cyclones more and more, and then we're like seeing Maro do it and other Terran players where it's like,
even Beyond.
Yeah, even Beyond's kind of going for it, where it's like, they might have looked at this and been like, oh, maybe he was actually right all along. Oh, hello, Mr. Magic Man. You have fake stalkers. What is going on? Is anybody thinking about Seed right now? Oh, my God. I love this.
Way before his time.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite changes, especially in PvP with energy recharge. It's just how much sentry usage you get early game. It was already better after they buffed the damage versus shields. But now that you can hallucinate stalkers and more freely hallucinate like units like Immortals or Phoenix or Probes to get scouting information or to absorb damage, oh, it's great. It really adds another level of depth to what was already a very mind-gamey matchup in PvP. We have a proxy Dark Shrine from Zoun on the top right of the map, and Classic is also proxying a Dark Shrine.
No way!
Oh man, in mirrored images of each other, the same
everybody's
location.
garbage in this game. Okay.
Wow.
That's funny. We were just talking about how like this never happens where we have you know, like for 2 people doing the same kind of cheese to each other. So let's see. We got a forge making here for Zoun. Now that doesn't mean he's going to have cannons, but you know that tech route's there if he chooses to get it.
I'm wondering if he's able to get one of these scouts into the main base, if he can tell that the gas isn't fully there. But Classic is doing a very good job of zoning out these hallucinated Phoenixes because he knows that the first thing Zoun wants to check is whether there's a third base. And then you want to go into the main and see, all right, is there a forge? What tech do we have? How many gateways do we have? I feel like it can be hard to tell when you scout like this because you know that you're not really seeing the full picture. You can't really claim that 150 gas or so is missing. But if anybody's going to hallucinate probes to find something like this, it's Zoun, although it is a little bit too late. We have the Dark Templar already warping in. If I'm not mistaken, no Robos just yet. Only Forge for detection, right?
Yeah.
Now, we do have a lot of sentries.
And generally, I think the way to do this is to have 1 DT at each expansion, if you have 2 at least.
But it's possible that he sees the glimmer, or the attacks come in, he force fields the main.
Oh!
He force fields the main, he does not force field the main. Okay, it's gonna be really hard to get photon cannons up right now. The probes are already being sent out on both sides. It is a clown fiesta here. In map number 2, Zoun versus Classic. 5 DTs for Classic, only 3 for Zoun. Now Zoun is making 2 photon cannons. We don't know exactly where those are. These trades currently better.
Dude,
I think
they're making cannons at the DT tech. So wait, we got to check Classics. I think they're literally doing the same thing.
Yeah, the probes are also down there at the bottom left.
Yeah.
We can see on the mini-map.
So they're both fleeing to their hidden base.
There's a potential that this could be a tie.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
I don't want to get too far ahead,
well,
but...
here's the thing. You need to have... Well, I guess if you make cannons there, you still can't make a base there, right? They both hit it. It's so funny. They hit it in the mirrored spot, too.
Nobody has enough minerals to build a Nexus just yet. You can see Classic, he's still spending his money. He's warping in cannons. Oh, if he can secure this base, that's a pylon warping in.
Oh, I thought that was a cannon.
Yeah. If he can get a photon cannon up here, I think he just wins. But as it is right now, wait, do we have any DTs get caught? I think we might have, yeah. Classic down to only 2 DTs. It is 4 DTs for Zoun.
He's warping it back at home.
Oh, he's trying to body block right now with the probes.
I think actually this cannon finishes.
If this cannon gets up.
Oh my God.
Oh man, he can't get the path to it. Only just now is it able to hit. 2 hits, 3 hits. Okay, the second DT is there. He's gonna be able to take it down. Oh, the Stalker's also joining forces. One more cannon is going to finish, but I think there's just enough firepower here for Zoun to take it out. Zoun, he has 400 minerals. He could build a Nexus.
Yeah. No, I think he wins. I think he wins here. Yeah, that's game.
What a crazy game. 7 pros for Zoun, 2 for Classic.
And I guess as long as you have your own DTs, that seems maybe a little bit too soon to do that.
Okay, but if he cancels it, he cannot build another Nexus.
Oh God, he's gonna see it.
So there are still 2 DTs for Classic. We don't know exactly where they are. Okay, one is here in the natural expansion of Zoun. That Nexus is dead. The Nexus in the main base, also dead. Classic needs to send these DTs cross map. Even then, I'm not sure that he can get a tie. Yeah, GG.
Zoun wins.
Whoa, what a cool.
That was a special game.
What a cool game.
That was insane. I love that it was like so perfectly mirrored.
Yeah, situations like that get so chaotic so quickly. It feels like really anything is possible. Like if those photon cannons had gotten up for Classic at the third base, he wins the game. If you have a little bit more minerals, you're able to secure an expansion and a photon cannon in the bottom left or the top right on both sides. You can win the game. There's also a very high potential for a tie game if all the expansions get taken out and no one can build a Nexus, and then you have people just camping on photon cannons in the top right and the bottom left. But in the end, Zoun just a little bit better there, able to edge it out, and we're going to go to a game number 3. It's kind of funny, too, because it feels like in a blink of an eye, we're about to send a player to the round of 4, but every series has gone to map 3 so far, Tasteless.
Yeah, I mean, we're extracting as many games as possible so far today. It's just that things are so action-packed and fast here. It's kind of wild. All right, we're going to go on to this final map here. Pylon, Zoun Classic, tied up 1-1. Let's see who's going to win this best of 3 and move on into the round of 4. Okay. We've got Classic here in the top left, Zoun in the bottom right.
I think this was the map that Zoun cannon rushed on, right? It might not be. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I'm wondering if that's something he's going to bring out again in this series. It'd be so funny if he did. Nah, he wins on both sides. But in any case, I love the range that Zoun is showing so far today in PvP. I was really worried coming into today that he would be a little bit too predictable and being reactive, but
no, he's looked really good overall today.
And not just today, he's been on a roll, kind of similar to Gumiho, you know? Like, he has just been taking names left and right. He is looking like possibly the second best Protoss, if not the best Protoss in Korea right now, which is insane because Hero is here too, right?
We are speed running this man from Istanbul. Welcome.
It's been very fast, but I have just been so impressed with Zoun lately. The PvP from Zoun has been the biggest question mark for me because we've seen, you know, last weekend at Bellum Gens, we saw how good he was in PvT and PvZ, finishing, I believe, in 3rd place in that tournament, which was really a good achievement considering the lineup that was there. And now in GSL, just 1 map win away from going to the round of 4. I'm giddy with excitement. These games have been so much fun today.
So, you know, for now, we don't have any expansions just yet, but we're getting into that range where it looks like they will be probably spending that money on the Nexus soon here. We just got to see what the first 2 units are going to be on each side when the core finishes. 2 Stalkers for Zoun, 2 Sentries here for Classic. Oh, 2 Adepts.
It's making a fool of you, Tasteless.
Yeah, stop it. I'm trying to play-by-play the production tab.
We'll see if there's going to be any tech behind this. I feel like it's most likely just going to be like Sentries coming in from Zoun and expansion behind it, but actually no, 3rd Stalker. He's supply blocked a little bit, so we don't know what the 4th unit is. Okay, it's another Stalker. And there is some room for him to get aggressive with this if he decides to move cross map right away. 4 Stalker opening with a Stargate. Is that Stargate? I'm trying to watch the minimap. I don't believe it's proxied. I think it's actually in the main base by the Nexus. So Zoun now able to catch these Adepts, can do maybe a little bit of hull damage here on one of them. And the fact that Classic back at home is going into sentries and only just now warping in this shield battery. Zoun at the very least can start to work down on the energy, if not cancel the shield battery outright.
So
he's proxying too. He's one-basing this Tasteless.
Yeah, this is a nasty little proxy pylon here. So he's putting the pressure on.
I would love to see him just keep poking in. Just keep
I'm sorry,
draining the energy.
is there a proxy pylon at the bottom too? No, there's not. There's just a probe there, I think.
Yeah, it's the Adepts maybe.
Okay.
Okay, that shield battery is finishing and there is still no Nexus. So right now for Classic, alarm bells should be ringing.
Yeah, he should know, like, oh, this is going to be decided right now. And this is a very simple rush, but it's very strong. It's going to have a third gateway proxied here, so he can warp in faster and warp in more, ideally. The thing that will save Classic is an Immortal. And the Robo is like 80% done right now.
Yeah, but let's not forget, Tasteless, there is also an Oracle on the map. This is not just 3-gate pressure.
Right.
I don't know if we have a shield battery in the main base. Okay, Classic, he is anticipating something like this. The 2 Stalkers are there in the main right now, but with so much pressure on the front line. Okay, the force field's excellent from Classic. Isolating 3 Stalkers. The Oracle is now beelining into the main mineral line. There is no shield battery. He's going to take the first probe there, but he needs to do a lot more damage than that because there is a natural expansion with a ton of probes already for Classic.
Yeah, this pylon is the Achilles heel, by the way, because if he can stop the Immortal from coming out, he could win the game that way. He's trying to save it right now, and he's got the Guardian Shield up, and I think he just won this game.
Wow.
Beautifully done by Classic. Oh my god, that was sick.
Yeah, trying to take down a pylon with 2 shield batteries like that is ambitious for Zoun.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing work for the Oracle, but losing the entire frontline army. Yeah, Classic.
He will probably tap out here. This is not a game you just try to play from behind. He's going to try maybe one more warp in, but I mean, an Immortal's out. I don't even know if that he needs a second Immortal.
He has a little bit more eco right now with 24 probes to the 20 of Classic, but that is not going to last very long. As soon as the Warp Prism is out, these sentries are almost rendered useless here for Zoun as well. Classic just has so much. Oh, I like this move, though.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
He's
but
gonna
he
start
gets the Warp
shimmying.
Prism out,
Yeah.
and so this is...
He can even power the shield battery with a Warp Prism if he wanted to.
Oh, that's actually a good point. I kind of always forget that with Warp Prisms, that they can do that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you could make a... Yeah, GG. Great series, man. What a great night so far. Classic, very happy with that game. Nail biter there at the end with everything kind of trying to focus down the pylon.
Remind me a little bit of Hero versus Cure, you know, kind of shades of the same moment. If that pylon goes down, maybe a little bit of a different story, but with 2 shield batteries, Classic was just able to hold down the fort, and he's going to be the first player advancing from Group B, I believe, to face Gumiho in the round of 4 on Finals Sunday here at GSL. And as for Zoun, it's not over yet. He still has that final match where he will be waiting to face the winner of Bunny versus Hero. But for now, let's hear what Classic has to say. First player advancing. Well, congratulations, Classic. You're a back-to-back semifinalist here in the GSL. How are you feeling? Honestly, coming in today, I wasn't feeling really confident in PvP, and so I'm very happy. I'm feeling relieved to make it to the semifinals. I did a lot of preparation. I'm honestly feeling kind of desperate here in this season. I've already secured my spot in the EWC, so not everything is on the line, but GSL means so much to me that I really wanted to make it to the round of 4 again. Well, today you showcased some really stunning defensive play. Even that pylon staying alive there in the final game, we weren't sure it was going to be taken down or not. A lot of your performances lately, you've been showing some resilient defense. Tell us about that, Classic. Well, you know, it's been working really well for me in Classic, in practice, these defensive plays, and so I'm just leaning a little bit more into this style.
아 그냥 쉽게 올라가겠구나. 좀
I believe they're talking about the Dark Shrine now. And Classic's like, yeah, well, when I scouted my opponent's base, I was thinking, you know, there's no tech. It looks like Zoun's actually kind of in a weak position, and then the DTs came in. It was a bit of a gut punch for me.
김준을 만났다면 좀 어땠을까요?
굉장히 힘들었을 것 같은데 승자주에 한 소리가 올라와가지고 너무 꿀이어가지고.
Well, how are you feeling?
네, 알겠습니다.
Oh, if you would face a hero as your first opponent in this group, do you think you still would have been able to make it to the semifinals? And he said, yeah, you know, the fact that Zoun was able to beat Hero, I was a little bit relieved. Zoun is still a very good opponent, but I think it made my path a little bit easier there into the round of 4.
그래서 4강에서도 쉽지 않을 것 같고. 근데 뭐 간절한 만큼 저도 좀 우승을 오랜만에 하고 싶어가지고 간절한 마음으로 같이.
And Classic's talking about, well, you know, there's a lot of people that are feeling like a lot is on the line right now. Like Bunny, he's trying to vie for his EWC spot, and also, you know, for me, I just want to make it to the round of 4. So not only are my opponents desperate, but I'm also feeling like so much is riding on my performance here.
생각할 게 많아서 좀 머리 아픈 것 같아요.
You know, recently in PBT also, Terran players have been going for very aggressive plays. It's quite difficult to defend some of the pushes they can do, but I've been able to find some ways to pave my way towards success. And now Classic, of course, thank the fans for showing in, everybody online for tuning in and supporting him. He's going to do his best in the round of 4. GSL means a lot to this guy. And he played really well. Nobody saw that water bottle. I wasn't expecting the camera to come back on us so quickly.
They come back fast, man. Great game so far. We're not done yet, obviously. We're going to have the losers match coming up here. One Terran still in this group. Right now, PVT looking like it's quite the Rubik's Cube of a matchup. I should say TVP, not PVT.
Yeah.
How is Bunny going to play? Does he have new ideas? We're going to find out after the short break. We'll be right back.